Some people have seen where God has brought you from. You don't really understand it. They don't know your story.
You don't know my story.
You don't know
The things.
You don't know the things that I've come through.
You cannot imagine pain, the trial,
the pain, the trials I've had to endure. You don't know my story.
Hi, my name is Leticia Bolorin. I'm 40 years old. I have a 22-year-old son. His name is Robert. I recently married, 2.5 years now, to my husband, Tony Bolorin. I've been in the healthcare field for over 18 years. I work in the city and live in Putnam County.
deliverance is
my testimony.
Pretty much, I was living a normal life, work, my family, attending church, trying to get more. My husband and I, as a family, we were trying to get more into our family church, and just making sure that we put God in the center of our marriage, being that we were pretty much newlyweds.
to me. Grateful, I can tell it.
Being that I have a history with cancer, I've been in remission since 2008, went through cervical cancer. I was always on top of my yearly, and it was time for my yearly when I went in the beginning of June. I shared with my gynecologist that I was feeling some bumps and pain in my breast. She sent me for a sonogram, which led to a needle biopsy, and that pretty much confirmed a couple of days later that I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma.
What I want to share is my testimony.
You don't know.
Somebody needs to know.
Well, the first person I called and told was my husband, Tony. I remember I was trying to, on the phone, I was trying not to show, that I was concerned or anything. Of course, it didn't work out that way because I broke down in tears. Then after that, after we sat with the doctor, we decided that we were going to share it with the immediate friends and family. And I was shocked at the amount of support and love, and everyone was they were great. Everyone was there. We were surrounded by an amazing group of friends and family, people from the church. It was just amazing.
God, you never leave me. Don't forsake me.
Well, when we sat with the doctor, with the surgeon, he wanted to, because of my age and everything, he wanted to just focus on, it was the left side that was with the cancer. But after, I did my research and spoke to Tony, I decided that because the right side had some tumors as well, I went with a bilateral mastectomy. However, the reconstruction usually is done after that. But in my case, because they thought that it was aggressive, what they were expecting once they go in, it was a guarantee that I needed radiation and chemotherapy. So after the surgery that day, I was left with expanders throughout, because that's what I had to have on till the 6 months of radiation and chemotherapy.
Come on, can we take it up? I'm delivered.
What role did God play? He played a very big one. As I mentioned, when I did get the news that it was confirmed that it was breast cancer, after I hung up the phone with my husband, I just sat in the parking lot and cried. my world was just, to me at the point, it was just like over. But after that night, I kind of prayed and I did question God, like, why now? I figured I'm doing everything right, as you're supposed to be doing. What hit me with this now? But it was just an amazing peace that He brought over me that night. And He placed in my heart, whereas through what I was going to go through now, there were others that were going to come to Him. So that kind of just gave me this peace and will that, okay, you're going to have to go through this, but at the end, it's going to be worth it.
Thank you, Jesus. Can't imagine.
I mean, I can speak for myself. My breasts were one of the favorite parts of my body, and we all females have a part. So I was devastated. More when I went online to research what I was gonna go through. And I remember seeing all these pictures and going through all these appointments. The day of the surgery, the doctor went in, or 2 different surgeons came in, and they explained to me, if your cancer has spread, we won't be able to save your skin. So of course, I'm like, what would happen? Well, you go through, you have expanders, and then at the end we'll do the reconstruction. But I was just amazed at the outcome. It was nothing compared to what I've seen online. It's just amazing what God was able to do.
Been set free now I have a testimony.
I'm happy to, pretty much to announce I was supposed to start chemotherapy on October 3rd when I went for my appointment ready to start, and my oncologist came in and said he had great news. He did look at me and say, I've been scratching my head over your case. And I just sat there waiting, and he said, we sent, the cancer was all removed and it was sent to a lab in California. And the report is showing that even though your cancer was aggressive, it was a slow growing cancer. So the plan that we had for you, even with your past history, chemotherapy is not needed. Of course, I had a big Kool-Aid smile because of that. But he said, you're going to be on certain kind of, medication long term. But at this point, we can go ahead and start the process to get your reconstruction done in a couple of months once you healed correctly.
Some people, they walked out on me and they gave up on me, said I wouldn't make it. But
My message. Well, I know that as women, we tend to get caught up in daily routine, our families, children, husbands, parents, and so forth. One thing I do advise is routine checkups. I think that is very important. Once you're a female, 12, 13, you start going through your menstrual cycle, you should be able to feel yourself and know your body, most important. See your annual doctor and get your checkups. But most important is seeking God. I think that these 2 years, yes, my husband and I, we've been walking in faith and everything, but I opened myself up in a way to God that I've never done. And I think that my outcome was because of this. There was no walls up or anything. And I know that what I've gone through and my outcome, it's all God's glory.
That's the key. I'm so grateful. It's my story. Here's my story. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh,
Can't imagine everything I've gone through. Sadly,
God did it, God did it, God did it, God did it. I don't look like
it
what
don't
I
really look like what I'm.
am.
Yeah.